Hello again, wonderful travelers in the void. Today is a very important day. We have a bunch of fire energy ready to be manifested. So today we have a full moon in Leo, which is great for charisma. It's great for vitality. It's great for health. It's great for good luck. And then we also have the Celtic holiday in bulk, which is when Aquarius is, or the sun is in Aquarius at 15 degrees. And it's a very special alignment, and it has to do with fire as well. And it has to do with being around fire and embodying fire and doing manifestations that have to do with pleasure and passion and, again, charisma and things of that nature. So today is a very, very good day to do any manifestations or seeds you want to plant in that pertains to fiery aspects. And also, it is my birthday, which is probably the most important, but I digress. Anyway, we're going to be doing a reading here about truths that are being ignored. And so it's going to go situation, challenge, and advice. And we're going to start with Scorpio, as always. So, Scorpio, what is your challenge? What is your situation? What is the truth that you're ignoring here? And so you have the Lover's card, and you also have the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands and the Lover's card, it seems like you're at a new doorway. You're at a choice where it's like, I'm leaving behind the old, and it's time to step into the new. And with the Page of Wands, I really wouldn't worry about stepping into this new time period or making this new choice, because he's a very spontaneous card. He's always ready for a new adventure. He looks forward to the future, and even though he doesn't really know where he's going, he's always down. And so he's a very positive card. With your challenge, though, you have the Tower and the Judgment card. So this new situation, endeavor, or opportunity, or new life in general. I mean, it's these two cards together is like major transformation. It's like your whole life is going to be completely new. But it's going to be better, but it's going to require a lot of destruction. It's going to require removing the old foundation and hearing the call to release all the things that are holding you back. So it could be a very heavy feeling time, but trust that when it's over, when the dust settles, everything's going to be much, much better. For your advice, you have the Three of Pentacles and you have the Ace of Swords. So with the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, it seems like you're maybe hanging out with friends or being in places where you get recognition, or being with people who are very helpful towards you would be a good time. Also, you have the Ace of Swords, and that's a card of truth. It's a card of victory. So it's like saying here, it's like whatever. Like, I wouldn't even really worry about not achieving victory. It seems like you already have the help needed to achieve it, and you already have the mindset to achieve it. I think it's just making sure it happens, and like walking through that doorway. All right, Cancer. The truth you're ignoring. Seems like you have the Hermit card, and you also have the Six of Pentacles. So it seems like you're at a time period where you are going through some sort of inner search for your inner light within the soul. And you also have the Six of Pentacles, which is like a card of cooperation and charity, but it's also like feeding the things or giving charity to the things that also like keep you in balance. And so you may be searching for or ignoring the fact that you need to search for a more balanced life. And you should really look within for that, because you're not going to find the answers outside of yourself. With your challenge, you have the Five of Cups and the Queen of Cups. And so that's kind of like a duality kind of thing here, right? So, the Five of Cups is a card of like mourning the taste for something that you don't like anymore. He's mourning the taste, his passion for wine. He no longer likes the taste of wine, but he's just mourning it. He doesn't realize that there's two cups right behind him with something else filled in them that could also bring him better fulfillment. So while you're mourning what you have lost, you're not really looking at what does fulfill you, because her heart is a trophy. Her cup is a trophy. I mean, that's a very beautiful cup. And she cherishes it, she follows it, and she's very intuitive, and she looks within. It's also likened to the Hermit card. She looks within and follows her heart. So it might be a good time to follow your heart. With your advice, you have two cards. Synchronicity, 2 equals 4. So what does that mean, right? So when you have a multiple twos in a reading, it usually has to do with duality, like we've been looking at here. It has to do with a choice. It could also do with relationships, because 2, but equals 4. That would signify that there is enough stable ground here to continue on, meaning in the sense of like you've already built some sort of foundation, but it's time to go on to the next. And that's kind of what I'm getting from here, because you have the 2 of Pentacles and you also have the 2 of Wands. And the 2 of Pentacles is a card of flexibility, and it's also a card of evaluation. I kind of see it as like just like the motor running, right? Like you just have the car on idle and you're not really going anywhere, but you're ready to go. And with the 2 of Wands, that is a card of not realizing all the power that you have within your hands and looking out into the horizon and seeing what could be, but you're not seeing the power that you have right in your hand to make it all happen. So again, it's like you have the foundation to start. You have the fertile ground to start, but it's time to leave the duality and go within and find balance so that you can actually grow. Pisces, your truth that you're ignoring. You have the Star card and you also have the 4 of Wands. I feel like you've maybe had some sort of wish fulfillment in recent time, some sort of accomplishment, because with the Star card, I mean, that's a card of wish fulfillment, hope, and optimism. It's also a card of consciousness. And you also have the 4 of Wands, which is literally achievement or finishing some kind of endeavor. It's also a card of marriage. And you do have the 2 of Cups here, so maybe you have been dealing with some sort of relationship, possibly. So you could have gotten maybe some sort of relationship, or maybe your relationship is getting better, and you're kind of getting where you want to be. And for your challenge, you have, I mean, it's kind of interesting that these are challenges. In the device you have the 10 of Swords, which is like a bad card, but it's not a terrible card. But it seems like with your situation and with your challenge, I mean, you have really good cards. I mean, you have the 2 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. So you've been through a dark time already. You already have the person you want to talk to. So something in there, I'm not quite sure, maybe you're trying to hide it from me, but something in there is something below the surface. I don't know, maybe you're like with the advice card, you have the 10 of Swords and you also have the 7 of Pentacles. So I don't know, do you feel like you've been stabbed in the back by this person? Are you fearing that you'll be stabbed in the back by this person? Are you not really fulfilled with where the situation has gone so far? I don't know, but maybe what it is like you're just telling yourself that everything is good when it's not. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. That's an odd reading. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, I'm getting money vibes here. Thinking about money. You have the 5 of Swords and you also have the Knight of Pentacles. So it seems like you're trying to win. You're taking a lot of risks. And you're also, I mean, it's not that you don't care who you step on to get there, but I'm seeing it's like you really want it bad. Like you really, really want to win. And you're taking your time with it. With the with the Knight of Pentacles, he is planting seeds and nurturing them and allowing them to grow at their own pace. So it seems like, or maybe, since this is the truth that you're ignoring, maybe it's saying is you're not trying hard enough. Maybe you're actually not, I mean, I think you want it, but maybe you're getting impatient. Yeah, you're getting impatient. Yeah, I would just slow down a bit with your money. You also, in your challenge here, you have the 4 of Pentacles and you also have the Page of Swords. So yeah, it seems like, you may have a lot of eyes on you. I think you get this all the time where you get the Page of Swords. You might have a lot of eyes on you. You may have a secret admirer. You may have a lot of people talking about you all the time. And with the 4 of Pentacles, I mean, the 4 of Pentacles is a card of, getting a little bit, but not really getting a lot. And you may be holding on to the small amounts that you're getting, but you need to get more. Where's the challenge here? Maybe you're not opening up enough. Yeah. Because I feel like you're just so focused on winning. And you're also carrying many burdens and you're just focused on working. Work. Maybe you should take a break. For your advice, you have the 10 of Wands and you also have the 8 of Pentacles. So you're carrying many burdens at this moment. it'd probably be a good time to see which ones that you can release, to see which ones that you don't have to carry, which burdens are other, like the jobs that people are giving you are like not your job to do. And you also have the Eight of Pentacles, which is like working very hard towards what you want. And also means that you're almost there. And Ten of Wands could mean that as well, because this house is right in the distance. So yeah, it seems like just keep working at it. You're almost there. Just don't get so caught up. I don't know. I feel like with the Swords cards, you know, maybe you're thinking a lot and you're also trying to plan, but you know, there's no Cup cards here. There's no emotion. You need more emotion. Libra. You have the Moon and the Emperor, two major arcana cards. You have gotten the Emperor again. And you also have the Moon card. And I think I remember last time when I was telling you, it's like, I feel like you are being led by someone who you're not supposed to be led by. You are supposed to lead yourself. And it's even like an uncertain like leadership. Like the Moon card is very uncertain. It's a card of illusions and not being able to see truth truly. You know, you only see it like halfway lit. And I would be careful with deception, because this is a card of deception. I'd be very careful about that. Don't be deceived by someone who's saying that they should be your boss. You should be your boss. And I think you're kind of denying that. And with with your challenge, we have the nine of Pentacles, and we also have the Page of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles has to do with your environment. You know, it's like keeping an eye on your environment, tending it to be the best it can be for you. It's also like she has more pentacles on her side than she does on the other side, meaning that she always keeps enough for herself, even though she is very generous. So it's like, I think your challenge, and also like with the Page of Pentacles, you're also learning a lot right now, and maybe you see this as like an opportunity to learn and like a new environment, but I really feel like you're not really getting the worth out of it. I really don't think you are. Because like we're not even getting like cards of like if you had the Empress, that'd be awesome. If you had the King of Pentacles, that'd be awesome. But like you have like the Pre-Empress, and you have the Page of Pentacles, which are all like not like bad cards, but they're like they're still studious. They're still learning to become their best version of themselves. In your advice, you have good cards. You have the Sun card, and you also have the Page of Cups. So yeah, I think you need to look at, you know, it's also good that we're going from the Moon to the Sun. That's really good, because it means you're leaving a dark period and you're going into a light period. So, you know, maybe you could get an offer that is going to fulfill you emotionally. I don't really get love here, but I do get like maybe like creative endeavors, you know, art and things like that. Things that fuel the soul through like music, art, and you know, artsy stuff. And I think it's going to shine bright. I think it's going to shine bright, and you're going to see it. And I think whatever it is, you should take the opportunity. Take it. Because whoever this person that you're talking to right now, that's your Emperor, they're not doing it. Gemini. You also have the Sun card. So, Gemini, you have, what you're missing out on is the Ten of Pentacles and the Sun. And you know, in a lot of the readings I've been seeing for you, Gemini, is like that you have the ability to reinvent yourself. You have the ability to create everything that it is that you want. And I feel like you're just not seeing it. Like you're not seeing that you have the sun shining on you already. You're not seeing that you have the ability to build generational wealth. And that's pretty straightforward there. With your challenge, you have two cup cards. You have the Three of Cups, and you also have the Seven of Cups. You know, the Three of Cups is a card of reunion, hobbyists, and it's also a card of harvest and like celebration. So, I mean, but you also have the Seven of Cups, so it's like you could be reconciling with some old friends at this moment, but I kind of feel a bit of dissatisfaction, or a bit of like, this isn't, like I thought it was going to go this way, because the Seven of Cups is a card of like not knowing which direction to choose, the cups not knowing which cup is going to fulfill you, and so it's like, maybe you had a reunion recently, and maybe it's like, they're not where you thought they were. I don't know, that's kind of what I'm getting from that. And you have double cards here. You have 8, this same card. So let's see, that's 16, that equals 7. So with 8 cards, that is a card of a it's a higher octave of 4, and so it's like also like a foundation, but it's also like auspiciousness, like it's like wealth. It's like eight is the wealth number, right? And so, and we're talking a lot about wealth here, you know, especially with the 10 of Pentacles, and with the 7, because it equals 16, and then you add the 1 with the 6, and that equals 7. That has to do with divine fate, divine choices that are going to like impact your life heavily. And so with the 8 of Swords, you feel very stuck, but you're not really stuck. Like whatever it is that you're stuck in, you could leave right now. You just need to trust your gut. You need to trust your intuition. She is not bound that tightly. She can move around fairly easily. So whatever it is that you're ignoring that you know you need to leave, I think you should. Leo. All right, there's some kind of, I mean, these are both cards of like seeing clearly or a new perspective, because the Queen of Swords is a card of seeing clearly for the first time. The clouds are below her eyesight, and so she's seeing the sky for what it is truly. And the Hangman, he has sacrificed movement to gain a new perspective and reach enlightenment. So it seems like I think you probably already know what it is that you're thinking about, but you're ignoring it. Maybe because it's hard. You know, we also have we also have the Knight of Cups here. We'll get there, but maybe this has to do, I think it has to do with a lot of things, honestly. I think it does. Because we have a mix of cards here. So mentally wise, you're having a new perspective. In your challenge, you have the 8 of Pentacles, and you also have the 7 of Wands. So maybe you've still been doing some sort of apprenticeship. Maybe there are some challenges that come at you at left field sometimes. I'm not quite sure, honestly, because this reading is kind of all over the place. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, you also have, in your advice, you have the 5 of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. What are you trying to tell me? What is it that you're not looking? Maybe this is weird. Let me pause this for a second. Let me think about it. Okay, I think I figured it out. I had to consult the book because I couldn't figure it out for a moment. Maybe what it is that you have to stand up for yourself and work. Because the 7 of Wands is a card of bravery, standing up for yourself and going against all odds. And with the 8 of Pentacles, again, maybe your boss is a pain. And maybe they give you work you don't want to do. Maybe they don't acknowledge your talents and you're working really hard. So that's what I think your challenge is. Maybe you have to hold your own a lot right now. All right, for your advice, you have the Page of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. So, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is like a knight in shining armor. He is romantic, he's creative, and he's like brings new experiences in love, things like that. So again, I'm not really getting like love. I mean, we don't really have that many cup cards here. I feel like this has to do with like workplace, maybe with like friends, because you also have the 5 of Pentacles, which is like, again, lacking money. So maybe you could be getting a new job offer that actually like fulfills you and actually like, acknowledges your talents. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Sagittarius. This is the truth that you're ignoring. You have the 5 of Wands and you have the 10 of Swords. The 5 of Wands is a card of conflict and competition, usually with the same sex. And you also have the 10 of Swords. I kind of have a feeling that like maybe whoever it is that you're fighting with probably is pretty close to you. Maybe someone that you hold in high regard, because I feel like with this whole, conflict, competition, and getting the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Swords is like being stabbed in the back. So whatever fight that you've been having is like, it affects you a lot. And maybe you're trying to tell yourself that it doesn't affect you a lot. Maybe it's like, oh, it doesn't matter that much, they're just trying to show me that they care or something. But I don't know. I think they're stabbing you deeply, and I think you need to acknowledge that. With your challenge, you have the Queen of Wands and the Two of Swords. I think you're supposed. I mean, you're a fire sign. I think you're supposed to be the Queen of Wands. I think you're the one that needs to become more charismatic, more career oriented, and more like attractive, and doing whatever it is that you want, and following the sun and just like shining brightly and being radiant. And it seems like you're at like this stalemate of deciding whether you want to become that person or not. With the your advice, you have two swords cards. You have, actually, I saw it this way before. You have the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So rush towards your truth. Rush towards it. Go into battle and fight for your truth. Be an authority in your life. Hell yeah. Nice, easy, simple. Just do it. All right, Aries. This one, I think has to do with love. All right. So Aries, you have to do, or what you're trying, or what you're not acknowledging is that in your relationship, you have to reinvent it. You can't keep doing the same old thing. You can't keep doing the same cycle, what's not working. It's time to reinvent the problem, or to get rid of reinvent the situation with your loved one. And also I feel like maybe be a little bit more romantic, since you have the Knight of Cups there. Aries tend to be kind of impulsive or quiet, and they're not really known for being that charmful. Sorry. And I think if you're able to reinvent your situation, or even yourself, to be a little bit more charming, I think that would work for you. And you have the King of Wands and also the Eight of Wands. So yeah, the King of Wands is very charismatic. He is very handsome. He is a businessman. He is someone who, just like the Queen of Wands earlier, someone who is very radiant and shines brightly and very warm, easy to talk to. So yeah, I think if you're able to embody that more, especially with the Eight of Wands, which is like a card of communication and swift movement, I think if you're able to communicate and portray yourself like that, and you don't have to be fake about it, find out, go look within and find where those feelings are true, so you don't have to be fake, So yeah, I think if you just open up a bit more, if you're a little bit more warm, I think that would definitely help you. Yeah, and with your advice, you have Justice and the Hermit. So yeah, finding that balance of being cool but also being warm at times. Also, you have the Hermit, which is like what I said earlier, looking within and finding that emotion that's true, not just being fake, not just wearing a mask just so just so your partner's happy. It's no, it needs to be genuine. Taurus, what you are ignoring, you have the Page of Swords, and you also have the Six of Swords. So yeah, we have two swords cards here. Maybe we have to do something a bit with mentality. Maybe the way you're thinking, maybe you're worried about I think you're worried about what's being said about you. Yeah, I think you're worried about what's being said about you, and I don't think they're bad things, because we have the Six of Swords, which is going on to a calmer shore. So, maybe you've been through this chaotic period, and maybe you're still kind of thinking about when it was more chaotic. But I think, just acknowledge that times are getting better. You could have an admirer. You never know. But yeah, I think it's going to be a less chaotic time, and I think you're just worried about it. With your challenge, you have another page card and the World. With the World card, I think you need to realize that you're ending a cycle here, and to end the cycle with the Page of Pentacles, I think it's you could be receiving a message soon, because the Page of Pentacles is a card of messages. It's also a card of studiousness. It's a card of learning. So you have two page cards here, and pages are usually younger people. So maybe a younger person could be, watching you, talking about you. Maybe they want to message you. I don't know. And that could be coming in for you soon with the World card. Maybe they want to learn from you. I don't know. With your advice, you have the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Cups. So, with the Eight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, I think it's saying here, times are changing, and time takes its time, especially divine. On the divine clock, is gonna work out when it works out. You can't expect shit. So, and with the Eight of Cups, I think it's saying is like the quicker you understand that time is just like, if you don't fight time, I think it'll work in your favor. And also if you release the things that are holding you back, you know, with the Eight of aren't we having an eclipse soon? I think we are. Yeah, maybe by the time of the eclipse, maybe you're going to be leaving something behind by around that time. I think it was on the, don't quote me on this, I think it's like on the 17th or something. We're having some sort of eclipse. So, yeah, maybe around that time is going to be changing for you. Who knows? Look forward to it. All right, Virgo. What are you ignoring? You have the Six of Pentacles and you have the Three of Cups. I hear breadcrumbing. Yeah, I think you're being breadcrumbed. Especially with, like, you know, this is a card of harvest and this is a card of charity. And, you know, in charity, not everyone gets a fair share, you know. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, there's two beggars there. One guy's getting, you know, some charity and the other one's not. And on this card, it's a card of celebration and reunion. So I think maybe you've reunited with people or maybe a person recently. And I get the feeling that you did not get balance. I get the feeling that you got breadcrumbed in whatever that relationship is. And with your challenge here, you have the Queen of Pentacles and also the Three of Swords. So yeah, maybe the person that's breadcrumbing you is an earth sign, or maybe they are a mother or something. And with the Three of Swords, it seems like there's a lot of forgiveness that needs to be done in this situation. I think maybe on both sides. And I mean, I'm not trying to say you need to get back together or whatever, but definitely need to let go of the pain. For your advice, good cards. The Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Someone is going to give you a new opportunity, or maybe you're going to find a new opportunity for yourself. You're going to have help, and you're going to conquer. You're going to leave victorious. Yeah. Maybe once you let go of that pain and let go of the breadcrumbing, whoever's breadcrumbing you, yeah, you're finally going to get some, you know, a full meal this time, you know, and you're going to be walking away satisfied. Awesome. Capricorn, last zodiac sign. Your situation. You are ignoring your intuition and you are ignoring going down the path of the unknown. Fairly simple. I think you know that you need to go and explore and be into mystery and just go on an adventure, but you're not for some reason. With the High Priestess card, that's a card of veiled knowledge and secrets. So, you know, like I said, I just think it's like you're keeping secrets, and you're keeping secrets so that you don't have to go on the new path. You know, I'm kind of looking at this cards here with Virgo, and they're very similar. Maybe if you have Capricorn and Virgo, maybe there's something going on there. Because we have the Ace of Pentacles again, and we have the Strength card. So your challenge is like finding the strength to allow help to come into your life, finding the strength to find that new opportunity, to build that luscious garden. So yeah, like quieting the voices that are trying to hold you back. All right, your advice. The Seven of Swords and the Six of Cups. That's a very interesting combination. The Seven of Swords is a card of thieves. It's also a card of not wanting to go to war, which is cool. You know, he's stealing those swords so he doesn't have to go to war. And the Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. It's a card of innocence, and it's a card of like tending to things like with a delicate hand. And so it seems like to me, like with your advice, I don't think this has to do with thieves. I think it has to do with like dealing with things gently and tactfully. You know, whatever it is that you're dealing with here, I think if you just, you know, create a tactical plan, you know, think about all the possibilities that can happen and what's most likely to happen, but also realize that you don't want to hurt anyone, and that you kind of just want to, you just want a new start. I kind of get that. You just want a new start. Yeah. All right. I hope that resonated with you. That is today's reading for truths that are being ignored by all 12 zodiac signs. Remember, today is Leo full moon, and also in bulk. Do a fire manifestation. It's very, very powerful today. It's not worth wasting the energy. So do it. Bye.